or number 0, I'm sorry. Number 1, Devin Harris. Number 10, Jonathan Reed. Number 21, Kenneth White. Number 23, Raymond Prince. Number 25, Keith Vick. At number 33, Johnny Newsom. Head coach of the Oklahoma City Outlaws, Sherry Edwards. That is your roster for the Oklahoma City Outlaws. And now for your home team, Colorado Kings! Oh yeah! Make some noise for your home team!
So DJ Cinefold done introducing the players. We welcome you to ColoradoSports.TV here at Hinckley High School in Aurora, Colorado, about 20 minutes east of Denver. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Noah Johnston, Devin Robb, as we get ready for this ABA game, the Oklahoma City Outlaws and the Colorado Kings. Noah, the Kings went to Oklahoma City. They beat the Outlaws 118-111 in January. How do the Kings get the same outcome tonight? How do they get the win again?
You know, I'm sure they're just going to try and continue to implement what they did in that game and play their game, you know, and really just take it to these Outlaws and not get too confident and too cocky from that last win. You know, play their game, stay focused here, and really just try and come out with that win.
And you know the Outlaws will have revenge on their mind, though they are a little short-handed. Only 7 players made the trip. Outlaws in silver, Kings in white. There's the jump ball. The Kings control it, and we are underway. Jason Davis with the ball. And they swing it around to Jonathan Morris. The big man puts it in, and the Kings lead 2-0. Outlaws only have 7 seconds to get across half court, and they just make it in time. That is one of the many different rules about the ABA, in case you're more accustomed to the NBA or March Madness. As Donald Whitfield tightly guarding Kenneth White, and he loses the ball, actually had it taken out of his hand by Whitfield, so the Outlaws keep it. Shot clock should not have reset. Let's see what they adjusted to. They're going to give him 6 seconds. Or they're going to give him 15, rather. 15 on the shot clock. As we have a newbie running the shot clock here, so...
If it wasn't him, it would have been me, and probably would have been doing worse right now. But I think the Kings did exactly what they needed to do there. They came out quick, they got that quick bucket, and now they're trying to put up some defense here.
As here's Devin Harris, guarded by Jason Davis. Swings it around to Jonathan Reed, who takes the three. Not that time. Scramble for it, and it is out of bounds, emphatically by Morse, who I think tried to get it off White for the Outlaws, but instead gave it back to the Outlaws.
Yep. A good effort by Morse nonetheless.
44 seconds into it. 2-0 lead for the Kings. This is Terry's Taylor, guarded by Brendan Puckett, dumps it down. And now around to Devin Harris. Now in the corner for three is Prince, not that time, and there for the rebound. Stephen Shackelford for the Kings with a couple of nice moves.
And the Kings are coming out quick, you know, that 7. Oh.
Jason Davis, not that time. Morse, the rebound and the putback. He has all 4 of the Kings' points.
Kings coming out quick, getting across to the front court, and then those 7 seconds very quickly.
From way downtown and nailing it, Terry's Taylor made that from almost the parking lot. So the Outlaws on the board, down 4-3. There is Shackelford trying to answer with a 3. He cannot. Skine for the rebound, Harris for the Outlaws. Gets it to Terry's Taylor for 3. Cannot convert. Whitfield the defensive rebound. Whitfield the pull-up jumper. Off target, Morse gets the rebound. Can't get the putback. Davis makes the third time the charm. Kings lead 6-3. Here is Taylor getting it across half court. Now the feed to Reed, guarded by Davis. Taylor with a nice fake. Cannot get it to go. Didn't even touch the rim. Davis, the outlet to Puckett. That's taken away by Kenneth White for the Outlaws. Stumbled across half court, and then the ball was kicked by Puckett. So keep it with the Outlaws. So here are the Outlaws now. We have a whistle here.
I'm not sure what that whistle was. Did you see anything there?
No, I wonder, could it have anything to do with the shot clock, or as the two officials continue in discussion?
Official coming over this way. It looks like it.
17?
And it was the shot clock. You were right, Devin. Good call on that.
And it is 17 is what the Outlaws will have to shoot. In that sense, like the NBA, they get a 24-second shot clock. Devin Harris buries that one. My goodness.
Great shot, lined it up perfectly. Didn't have much in his face to deter it, and tied it up just like that.
And it is tied 6-6. Shackelford at the other end for the Kings to drive, and Shackelford lays it in to put the Kings back on top. And now a double team. Outlaws beat it though. Harris to Taylor. Hacked in the act by Jason Davis. So 2 free throws forthcoming for Terry's Taylor out of Northwestern Oklahoma State. And he connects on the first one. Clean is a whistle with the second one as well, and it's 8-8 with 8:58 and counting in the first quarter. Here is Davis to drive. Jason Davis lays it in, and the Kings go back up by 2. Reed gets it back to Taylor. He'll try another 3, and bury another 3.
And Taylor left completely wide open on that one. No one in his face to stop that.
And Coach LZ Knight wants a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Already wanting to slow things down, and probably wondering why they keep leaving Taylor open.
Yep. I think you're right on that, Devin. Well, then I know we're still early in the game. We're 8:37 left here in the first, but 11 to 10, the Kings down, and you can see why this was such a close game in Oklahoma City between these two teams. They compete very well against each other, and as of now, it's kind of showing that, yeah, one of the teams is going to have a tough time getting ahead against one of the other teams.
Absolutely, and though the Kings already took a timeout, each team only gets 3 timeouts per half. So the Kings with that are down to 2 timeouts for the remainder of the first half. Here is Davis getting it into the front court for the Kings. Dishes it outside. Donald Whitfield buries the 3, and the Kings are up by 2. Outlaws get it across half court. And here is Raymond Prince with Big Morse on him, and he threw it away. Failure to communicate, Noah?
Yeah, I think so. I think he had number 1 for the Outlaws, Devin Harris, over there, and he was not there. The ball just sailed out of bounds.
At the other end, here's Morse with a fall away, and that is good. 15-11 now. And then a kicked ball will keep it with the Outlaws. As they'll put 22 on the shot clock. Get it out of the double team, and they get it into the corner. Harris to the other corner and out of bounds. Prince's foot just out, and the Kings take it.
Some nice aggressive passing there by the Outlaws. They found the open man. They were getting into him, and it's unfortunate that player was out of bounds on that.
As that one tipped out of bounds, so the Kings will retain it. 7:48 to go first quarter. Kings with a 4-point advantage. And here is Davis off a screen from Morse. Gives it to Shackelford. Shackelford takes the shot. Not there. Rebound, Jonathan Reed, the player-owner of the Outlaws. At the other end, the shot is not there, and the rebound by Whitfield. And he gets bumped by Terry's Taylor. His first and the Outlaws first. As the Kings have a little deeper bench than the Outlaws, and they're going to use a little of that right now with Jeff Boozer and Ryan McBride coming in, giving Jason Davis and Donald Whitfield a breather.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now what they can do with these fresh legs coming to the court now. And quick start as McBride passes that on into Boozer.
And here is Boozer off the screen from Morse to McBride. Now back to Morse. Puckett coming in, but he cannot finish. Rebound Harris. Harris with a great move. Harris to the bucket for the lay-in.
That was a great, excellent spin move by Harris there to get inside the paint and put it in for 2.
Cuts the Kings lead to 15-13. Morse, the feed to Boozer. Takes it from way downtown, but can't connect. And the rebound by Taylor. Outlaws can tie or take the lead as Reed feeds Harris, guarded by Boozer. Harris can't make that one. Rebound to Morse. They run the break. McBride the pull-up. Not that time. Got his own rebound, though. Can't get that one. Defensive rebound to Kenneth White. At the other end, the layup not there, but a foul called. The Kings disagree. And the foul called on Jonathan Morse. That is his first. Kings second, and a timeout on the floor. So 6:21 to go in the opening quarter. Kings with a 15-13 lead on the Outlaws. And I'll give you another rule here. Still a little ways from this, but they don't do it by team foul by half to give bonuses. If a team is 8 fouls in a quarter, then the other team will be shooting free throws.
Exactly, yep. And Devin, right now, why don't you kind of explain to us what that 6th foul player is? In case one of these players was to get to the 6th foul, could you explain that for our list for yours right now?
Yes, indeed. Usually in a pro game, a player gets 6 fouls. They're out of the game, and that's it. Here, they can stay in the game, but with some consequences. The other team gets an additional free throw, and then they also get the ball at the spot near where the foul was committed.
Yep. And so, with the Outlaws not having that deep bench, it's very crucial for none of their players to get to that point, because they are going to have to maybe take that risk of keeping a 6th foul player in the game, since they don't have the numbers players on the bench. So it will be interesting to see if they try to play a little bit less aggressive here to prevent themselves from fouling like that.
Absolutely. As something else you're very accustomed to seeing at ABA games, these contests during timeouts. This, from what I hear, is a frozen t-shirt contest.
And this is a fun one. They actually get the t-shirt wet, they fold it up, and they freeze it in the freezer. So those t-shirts are frozen. And now these 2 young guys from the audience are trying to undo them, and so they can wear them.
Oh, man. That's bad enough, but then having to wear something that cold.
Yeah, well, and I heard originally they were supposed to take their shirts off while doing this so they could put the t-shirts on. So originally these guys would be shirtless doing this, and then putting a cold t-shirt on, like you said.
Look, this is what I want you to do. It's clear that you're not going to get this shirt on right now. So take it home with you and put it on when it's done. Congratulations.
The PA announcer, DJ Cinefold, giving them a break, saying they don't have to wear them right now.
How cold do you think their hands are right now, Devin?
Oh, dear me. Probably in the 0-degree range.
I'd have to agree with that.
Oh, man.
Always a lot of fun here at the ABA games.
No doubt. Is Raymond Prince to take the 2 free throws for the Outlaws, and he converts the first one. Little perspiration on the court. They take care of that. Prince hits them both, and we have a tie game at 15, nearly midway through the first quarter. This is Shackelford. Has an open lane. Dunked back by Robert Frazier.
Great awareness there by Frazier to get up. Saw that the ball was not going to make it into the basket.
So here is White, guarded by Frazier, takes the 3 and buries it. And the Outlaws go back ahead, as it is 18-17. Shackelford, the fake, dumps it down to Frazier, and Frazier able to put it in. Here is Reed, guarded by Boozer. Dish over. And here is White, able to beat that 7-second mark.
Oh, but only by just a second, so good job by the Kings keeping them.
And here is Prince drawing contact. They foul on number 2. Ryan McBride is first and the Kings third. So another chance from the charity stripe for Raymond Prince out of Southwestern Christian University. Made the last 2, can't make this one, and Keith Vick, even though he has tolls on the back of his uniform, is in for the Outlaws.
Good catch there. I was not aware of that one, so
you know,
good thing we've got you doing this here.
Get me, huh? As Prince converts the second one, he is 3 for 4 from the line, and the game is tied at 19. And here is Boozer with Reed on him. Boozer, the spin move. Down to the outside. Here is a jumper by Garrett off the rim. No good. Rebound to Taylor. Taylor driving. Kind of got caught in midair. Boozer tries to save it. And then there's
something about a Tribe Called Quest, right?
at the top of the key is White. Here's Jonathan Reed, the player-owner, making himself proud with a three to give the Outlaws a 3-point lead.
And clearly the Outlaws coming out, and they are not afraid to throw those three-pointers whatsoever.
An adjustment the Kings may have to make as Shackelford missed. Rebound to Prince. And now taking the three is White, and it's in and out. Prince the offensive rebound. Now the feed. Here's Vick hitting the rim, and McBride the defensive rebound. Ahead to Shackelford. The drive. The finger roll he left short, though. Rebound Keith Vick. And here at the other end, Reed with a couple of Kings around him gets out of it. McBride eventually gets the steal, and Shackelford, nobody near him, just takes the lay-in.
Easy
22-21, and now the Outlaws will take a timeout, Coach. Sherry Edwards will talk with her troops. So it's a 20-second timeout they're going to be charged with. They're going to make an immediate timeout. So now let's see what game they're going to play now.
Now, I don't know if you guys know who this gentleman is. This gentleman's name is Clarence Wilkins. Now, Clarence Wilkins is the secret basketball tutor of Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, and Reggie Miller. You guys make some noise for Clarence. Now, he taught all of these people how to play basketball. That's really big stuff. So we expect him to make this easy chip shot from half court. If he does so, he is the grand champion of all basketball of all the universe. Are you ready? Cheer him on, folks. Make some noise for him. Well, I gotta tell you guys. Now listen, this is what happened. Clarence didn't want anybody to know, but he tore both ACLs.
Where did they come up with this?
I have no idea, Devin. First one underthrown in this game. Looks like they got a spectator here trying to make long shots or three-pointers, and he missed the first one by underthrown and way overshot that second one. A lot of fun, though, here with the DJ doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. That is DJ Cinefold, the PA announcer for the game, also emceeing the contest during timeouts. Back to the ABA game, the Outlaws with the ball on a 1-point lead. And it is out of bounds to the Kings, and we're going to see the 3D rule come into effect for the first time. Noah, can you explain what this is?
Devin, you know, I've looked it up, and I really should be able to explain this.
Well, luckily I can. Boozer can't get it to go, and the rebound to the Outlaws. What happens is, if a team turns it over in the backcourt, the other team can get an extra point. For example, a dunk is worth 3 points, as that one's blocked, and over to Frazier for the Kings. A three-pointer is worth 4 points. So that's what the 3D rule is, Jeff Boozer buries it for three to give the Kings a 2-point lead with the three. As here is White with a fake on McBride. Now takes the shot. He got fouled. He cannot get it.
And thank you, Devin, for taking over that 3D rule. I apologize that I didn't do my homework well enough, I guess you could say, on some of the ABA rules here.
Well, we've all been there before. As as that is the second personal on Ryan McBride. As this is Kenneth White taking the free throws for the Outlaws and connects on the first one.
Did he make that?
And White can tie it and does tie it with that one. 24-24 with 3:10 and counting in the first quarter. Davis off the screen by Frazier to McBride. McBride, the step back. That's good for 2. A 2 for number 2. And here is White on the feed to Reed. Now White guarded by Frazier. And here is player owner Jonathan Reed on Davis. Feeds it to the top where Johnny Newsom takes a 3 and buries it to put the Outlaws back ahead.
I wonder if the Outlaws have a bet going right now to see which player on their team can make the most threes tonight.
Good way to inspire some competition.
Right.
Shot clock at 11 as number 11, Robert Frazier, can't get it to go, and a foul on the rebound. As they get Taylor for that, and that is his second. As well as the Outlaws' second, as Big Jonathan Morris is back in for the Kings, along with Donald D. Whitfield. Two and a quarter to go in the first quarter. And here is McBride. And the Kings down 1. Over to Morse. Guarded by Newsom. Back to McBride for 3. And he's got it to put the Kings up by 2. And here is Taylor in a double team in some trouble. Ball out of bounds. And they'll keep it with the Outlaws. And the Kings owner Darrell Middleton, now an assistant coach and getting his money's worth already.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And I think he's enjoying this game quite a bit there, Devin.
Oh, yeah. Here is Harris. Whitfield stripped it but out of bounds. Keep it with the Outlaws. And now I think we'll get another shot clock adjustment. It'll go to 22 seconds. And now they'll take it down to 18 as the official Lisa came in to correct everything. Here is Harris. Guarded by Ricky Garrett. A stop and now a feed to Taylor. Guarded by Whitfield. Taylor from way out there short, but the offensive rebound by White. Here's a 3 from the corner. That does not go for Newsom. And Skine for the rebound. Jonathan Morse behind the back, and then the feed to Davis. McBride guarded by Taylor. Kings trying to build on a 2-point lead. Davis in a double team, and he loses it. Here come the Outlaws. And then Whitfield bear hugs Harris on the way by. So for Whitfield, his first, the Kings' 6th. Brendan Puckett in for the Kings. Shackelford back in as well for the Kings. Reed guarded by Whitfield, spinning, now driving, and Reed can't get it. Rebound Davis. Final minute, first quarter. Whitfield on a drive, loses it, gets it back. Feed inside to Morse, who gets fouled. And he'll get a couple of free ones. As that foul called on Devin Harris is first in the Outlaws' 3rd of the quarter. They still have 4 fouls to give. As big Jonathan Morse, who attended Metro State in Denver, gets ready for 2 free throws. One of the youngsters on this team, only 25. Yes. So the Kings scorekeeper, Jennifer Hill, chiming in. The beard does add a little maturity to him, at least in the face. As he is able to convert one of the 2 free throws, make it a 3-point game. Getting it just across in the nick of time was White. And from way downtown, but not connecting, Devin Harris, here's Davis the rebound. Splits the defense. Davis still driving, but get that out of here, says Johnny Newsom.
And an excellent block by Newsom there. He was right there, saw him going up, was able to get that right out of bounds, knock it out of bounds.
And let's see, here we go with the shot clock again. And they will reset that to 15. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the Kings would love to get some points here right before the end of the half. 31 seconds left, and they're up by 3.
Here's Puckett with a try, and he buries it. Good workout. Is it 2 for 1 for the Kings? That it will is on the other end. Devin Harris gets a 2-pointer for the Outlaws.
And that 5-point lead for the Kings was the biggest lead we've seen this half, but it was short-lived as the Outlaws able to score that bucket and bring it within 3.
So now under 10 seconds, Kings can play for the last shot of the quarter if they choose. And here is Shackelford. Kind of got caught midair, but they get it to Puckett, who hits the 3-pointer right before the buzzer to end the first quarter. So the Kings in the first quarter with their biggest lead of the game, 6 points, 35-29 over the Outlaws.
That was a nice shot. That reminds me days when I was in the NBA. I was teaching all those guys how to play basketball.
Now what do we have here in between quarters? Noah, musical chairs maybe?
Yeah, maybe. That's a good guess there. Looks like that is what they're going to be doing.
Oh, and now you have to help the Kings owner, Darrell Middleton, with it.
That's okay. He's helped me plenty throughout the years, so it's the least I can do.
There you go.
Ooh.
They need another ball.
So here's what they've got. They've got 3 kids from the crowd, 3 chairs in the center of the court. Each kid has a ball.
You're going to get up and run to either side of the court. You have to make a shot. If you make a shot, grab your ball, run back, and sit back down in one of the 2 remaining chairs. The last person to make a shot, well, you know what that means. So, are we ready? Everyone understand the rules? This ought to be fun. I know one particular kid down there looks like he has no basketball skills whatsoever. I'm not going to say his name because his mom is in the crowd, so leave it at that. Are you ready? Let's go!
So here's musical chairs, and the one guy knew what to do, but the other 2 people sure didn't. So the guy who got the quick start is their first. Well, the poor gal got eliminated. That's not ladylike.
I wasn't going to say anything, but there we go.
No, I'm just teasing him.
No, absolutely.
It's just the way the game works.
But yeah, the guy who's one of the guys, he was really quick off that start. They're a more equal start as both players now know what they're doing.
Oh, I think we have a winner.
Height advantage there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Looks like that guy's about a foot taller.
I just want to say,
Yeah, what a bit, of course, but not very ladylike. Not very ladylike of the gentleman to
Yeah.
treat him not very gentlemanlike, I should have said, but all kidding aside.
Yep. all for the fun. And
Everybody's a winner when you're rolling with the Colorado Kings.
Looks like that guy got a nice can of soda.
yeah, there we go. Worked himself out trying to run down half the court to
Absolutely.
Play basketball like your daddy.
As we prepare for the second quarter, with the Outlaws facing their biggest deficit of the night, a 6-point deficit, 35-29 to the Kings. Kings continue with a full court press. The Outlaws mighty close. They say they got it in time. Cross the timeline in 7 seconds. As it's a loose ball out of bounds, and conflicting signals, they settle on giving it to the Outlaws. We'll have 8 seconds to shoot. Reed getting the jumper away in a hurry, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's out of bounds to the Kings. Johnny Newsom complaining that it went off the Kings, but what did you see there, Noah?
You know, it was a little tough with some of the players in the way, but I've got to agree with the officials on that one, and it did look like the Outlaws' hand was the last one to touch it from what I could see.
And with that, the Kings have it and a chance to build on their lead. Brendan Puckett can't get it to go on the rebound. Johnny Newsom. And here is Reed with Davis on him. Now the feed to Prince. On the inside, Newsom rejected, but a foul call. And I couldn't tell if he said 5 or 55 there for the foul.
Yeah, I thought it was 5, but you're absolutely right. So, yep.
I'll go with 5 on that, as he is Stephen Shackelford complaining that's his second personal, and Johnny Newsom can't get the free throw, though. As D'Angelo Craig comes in for the Kings to give Donald Whitfield a breather. And Newsom good with 1 of 2 to make it 35-30. As here is Morse. The feed to Shackelford, and Shackelford too strong. Newsom the rebound. And here is Reed, guarded tightly. Keeps it going, but cannot get it to go. Shackelford harassing him the whole time. Loses it for a moment, but gets it back. Morse has a wide open Davis on the inside to lay it in. A 7-point lead for the Kings. Terry's Taylor at the other end is fouled. And I believe that basket counts. And it does.
Yep.
As the foul called on D'Angelo Craig is first in the Kings' second of the quarter. 1-0 fouling the other, at least in terms of jersey numbers, as there's 3 points like they happened in the 50s for Taylor. You got to go back to the days before they put in the 3-point line, as Morse cannot handle it, and the Outlaws have a chance to cut into their now 4-point deficit. Wanted to make a sub, the Outlaws did, but that did not happen. As they get it across half court, and a foul called. And they'll get Craig for his second.
That time it was 0 foul and 0.
Well, that second time in just a little bit that's happened.
Yep. Well, and so often the Outlaws have been trying to get it to the front court within those 7 seconds, and Taylor is right there open every time, and the coaches are trying to get number 0 for the Kings to step up, and he won't, and that is what I think kind of caused some confusion, caused the foul there.
Here from the corner, not there for Kenneth White. Got the rebound, though. As that is tipped out of bounds. And they'll keep it with the Outlaws. with an even 10 minutes left till halftime. And here is Raymond Prince. Guarded by one of the Kings veterans. Brendan Puckett drives on him. Can't get it. Devin Harris can't get it to go. Puckett saves it. Morse saves it again, but a backcourt turnover. 3D chance for the Outlaws. A pump fake by Harris to drive. And a whistle and a travel. So the Outlaws can't convert their 3D opportunity.
Yeah, and that definitely could have helped them out there in this 4-point game right now.
At the other end, Davis misses it. The Outlaws in a hurry. Morse with a block on Prince as it goes out of bounds. And keep it with the Outlaws. We'll have 20 to shoot.
Yeah, Morse the only guy down there for the Kings, and a good job defending the basket there and preventing the Outlaws from scoring.
Nearly losing it. They do get it saved to White, but now it's turned over.
White making a good effort, but his toes just stepping over that division line there into the backcourt.
As here is McBride for the Kings. Guarded by Newson, now to Puckett. And he comes up short, but Big Morse the rebound. Can't get it to go, however, and the Outlaws control it. Newson, the pull-up for two. Not that time. Rebound, Shackelford. Ahead to Puckett. Now here's Jason Davis able to put it in. And it's 39-33 for the Kings. Puckett guarding tightly and guarding a little too closely that time. So he is called for the foul, his fourth Kings team foul of the quarter, as opposed to a big donut for the Outlaws.
And that's kind of been a big factor in this game, because the Kings definitely with more fouls in that last quarter, in the first quarter as well.
Despite that fact, the Kings leading the way, 39-33. Nice move by Harris, stops, pops, and gets the roll.
And like you mentioned, yes, the Kings do have the lead, and imagine what that lead could be if they'd stop getting so many of these fouls here. And
that's a good point. Now they're going the other way as McBride called for a foul for the Kings. That's his third personal and the fifth team foul. Here is Raymond Prince, and he is pickpocketed. Here comes Boozer. Ahead to Brendan Puckett, who drives. Contact. It is a block, and the basket counts for Puckett.
Let's go. Way to take it to the hole, baby.
So they get Raymond Prince for his first, and the Outlaws' first of the quarter. Is Ricky Garrett in for the Kings? Did you see that as a block or a charge, Noah?
You know, I honestly, when they called the foul, I thought it was being called as a charge, and then you called it as a block. But from where I was standing, I definitely thought it was going to be called as a charge.
But Lisa's seeing it differently, the female official, and now Puckett with a chance for three.
Yep, and she has the ultimate say. So
yes, indeed. Three the hard way for Puckett, and a 7-point lead for the Kings. Harris guarded by Boozer, spinning his way in and banking it in. The bank open late for Harris as the Outlaws pull within 5. Boozer at the other end nearly loses it, then gets pickpocketed by Kenneth White. Has to stop, and then he cannot get it to go. Back the other way come the Kings. McBride takes it for two, can't get it. Garrett the rebound. Feeds Puckett, who buries it from way out there. Biggest lead for the Kings at 8, and now a travel. And now the 3D rule is going to come into effect for the Kings.
And that'll be the second time that the Kings will get to take advantage of this 3D rule, the third time it's been implemented so far in this game.
Each team 0 for 1 with a 3D opportunity. Again, a 2-pointer here would be worth 3, and a 3 worth 4 because of the Outlaws' turnover in the backcourt. That's for 4, and it does not go for Boozer. Terry's Taylor the rebound. And here is White. Off a screen, now feeds Harris, who's double-teamed. 12 to shoot from way out there, but not getting it is White. The rebound, McBride. And he threw it away, and because possession was not established in the front court, the Outlaws will get a 3D chance.
Yeah, and the Outlaws really lucked out on that. The fact that the Kings couldn't take advantage of that last 3D opportunity for them, because had they gotten those 4 points, would have put them up by 12. Now the Outlaws have a chance to take advantage of their own 3D and try to lower this lead of the Kings.
Jonathan Reed for 4. No, and the rebound to Garrett for the Kings. Back to normal play here is McBride. Can't get the 3. Frazier the rebound and a foul called. And I believe they'll get Keith Vick for this one. And that's exactly right. Vick with his first, the second for the Outlaws, and Robert Frazier will get a pair of free throws. Can't get the first one, and that to me is one fundamental way down in basketball everywhere, free throw shooting.
You are absolutely right there, Devin. That is something you learned that even before high school if you've been playing since then. That's just something you've got to make, as he misses the second one there.
Pair of missed free throws at the other end of 3 that doesn't go for Devin Harris, and now Puckett controls for the Kings.
And I think that's the difference in this quarter as opposed to the first quarter.
Frazier couldn't connect. You were talking about the rebounding, or?
No, I was talking about all the missed free throws by the Outlaws here. The Outlaws were making and sinking in those 3-pointers in that first quarter, and it was keeping them in this game. And they've missed quite a few opportunities in this quarter.
As a couple of fouls have been called here, one of them on Reed. And then the other one, I believe, on Vick. So now, already 4 team fouls after the Outlaws had gone so long without any this quarter. Garrett not that time, and the rebound by White. Ahead to Harris. Jonathan Reed from way out there, not that time. Long rebound tracked down by Harris. And here he is, guarded by Boozer. Off the screen from White, Harris through traffic. And then Vick gets rejected but fouled at the rim. And for Ryan McBride, by my count, that's his 4th personal foul.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Kings coach does here. And it looks like he's going to leave McBride in the game, even with all 4 of those. So,
once again, my count is unofficial, but we'll get a double check. But that's what my thought is. And
yeah, and I'm with you there. And Devin, you tend not to be wrong. So,
well, thanks. Meanwhile, Keith Vick unable to convert his first free throw. A drainer on the second one for Vick to make it a 7-point game, 45-38. As here is McBride with all the foul trouble, feeding Boozer. Now it is Frazier who puts it in. And the Kings up by 9. Outlaws break the full court press. And here is Harris to Kenneth White. Back to Harris. Prince guarded by Puckett. Lost it for a moment, got it back. Here's Harris. Swing it into the corner where that 3 ball doesn't go. And McBride on the rebound after the miss by White. McBride for 3. Buries it. And the Kings now have a Puckett. That would be for 4, but he can't get it. And the Outlaws get the rebound with Kenneth White. And that one looked very disorganized from the start as the Kings get it back.
A lot of excitement there in the last about 15 seconds right there, but Kings making it happen, getting the ball back.
As McBride makes it back-to-back three-pointers. Let's see if Coach Sherry Edwards wants a timeout. No, she's going to let their Outlaws try to play through this. Keith Vick with a layup. So that trims it to a baker's dozen, a 13-point game, 53-40 for the Kings. Boozer to McBride from way out there. Not that time. And the rebound to Keith Vick for the Outlaws. From the corner, it's Harris. Not that time. Vick skies for the tip, but can't get it. And McBride and Puckett were wrestling for the rebound, even though they're teammates. Puckett the pull-up, and that is good for 3 to make it a 16-point game. Now the Outlaws want a timeout. They have one timeout left for the half.
And Devin, you brought it up. You had to be expecting that timeout coming from Outlaws coach Edwards. I mean, three-pointers there so quickly by the Kings. As the Kings owner here, Darrell Milton makes his own three-pointer into the trash can with his water bottle. So.
I think Darrell wants to still play.
I'm right there with you, Devin. His heart's definitely in the game, and it shows with the quality of teams that he puts together here for the Kings.
Absolutely, the Kings have been to the ABA Final Four and the Elite Eight in the past.
Get yourself ready for the Colorado Kings after the game this evening.
As we've got a little girl out here. Darrell going to coach her up before she does whatever she's doing.
She's got the ball. She's been dribbling it there for a little while, and Darrell now taking her up to that. Oh, a little further inside the at the free throw line.
We got a 3-point shootout right here. This lovely contestant is going to make one shot, get one T-shirt. Cheer on our crowd. Let's have her make this shot.
So let's see if she can make a free throw here.
Oh, and it was so close. She got a good little wind up, walked up close, and
well, they're going to give her a second chance in that one.
So close. One more.
Yeah, DJ Cinnafon says, hey, let's do it.
There it is.
third time's a charm. There she goes.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations, sweetheart. You earned that.
So she gets the ball as a souvenir of making that free throw.
And again, a lot of fun we have here at these ABA games. All the little things we do during the timeouts, and it gets the crowd involved, and it gets the crowd just really excited and having more fun here at these games.
Absolutely. As we return to this game, and the Outlaws with the ball, trying to overcome a 16-point deficit. Here's Jonathan Reed. Can't get it to go and gets his own rebound, however. Taylor. Back out, Devin Harris, the drive. Harris can't get that to go. Rebound, Garrett. Whitfield. And there is a foul called. And they get Jonathan Reed for his second. Outlaws' 5th team foul. Again, if either team gets up to 8 team fouls this quarter, the other team will shoot free throws. And there's also no 1-and-1 like you'd see in March Madness. It's just straight 2 free throws. If it gets there, as Puckett can't get the fadeaway, Harris gets the rebound. For 3, Kenneth White buries that one. The Outlaws needed that badly as they now trail 56-43. Boozer tries to answer. Cannot rebound Devin Harris. Harris with a gaggle of Kings around him. It goes out of bounds. And they say last touch by the Kings, so the Outlaws will retain it.
Kings were saying it was off of the foot of the Kings were saying it was off of the foot of the Outlaws, but officials disagreed there.
So here are the Outlaws, and here is a three-pointer that is buried by Kenneth White, and now it's a 10-point game. As here's Ricky Garrett with the ball. Garrett in some trouble, gets out of it. Kings have used half the shot clock and now more. They have 10 to shoot. Boozer guarded by Reed. Puckett with 5 to shoot. Puckett then draws the foul. They get Therese Taylor for that, his third. And a reset of the shot clock as Jonathan Morse and Stephen Shackelford back in for the Kings.
And just like that, the fouls are tied up for the teams, each having 6 apiece. And it's crazy because I believe when we pointed out that the Outlaws had 0, I think at that time the Kings already had 5, if not 4. 5, yeah, I believe they had 5. And just like that, they've had 1 to the Outlaws' 6.
Are superstitious Outlaws fans going to blame me for bringing that up, Noah?
Yes, I think they definitely feel like you jinxed them there.
Oh, boy. Shackelford just muscling his way in. There is no basket. The foul coming first. As they get Devin Harris for the foul. His second, the Outlaws' 7th. In the NBA, that might have counted, but...
Yeah. Not here, though.
Nope. As Darrell Middleton wants it to count, but the Kings owner and assistant coach. Ricky Garrett able to get that one to go, however, to make it a 12-point game with 1:35 and counting in the half. And a foul called at the other end as Johnny Newsom got stripped. The foul called on Stephen Shackelford, and by my count, at least his third.
Yep.
To make it 60-48 Kings. Here is Prince at the other end. Feed to Devin Harris. That's a 3, and that goes. And the deficit back to single digits for the Outlaws, down 60-51. Garrett cut off at the pass by Prince, but gets it to Whitfield. Back to Morris on the inside. He gets it to go. 62-51. Outlaws, if they break the press, can play for the last shot. And Prince draws the foul. This will be 2 shots. As that's the Kings' 8th team foul of the quarter. It's on Donald Whitfield. As Raymond Prince gets 2 free throws with 12 ticks left in the half. Chance to make it single digits again.
Yeah, and that's definitely how the Outlaws would like to go into the half, is just down by less than 10. They were down by 16, so that definitely has been cut down significantly by the Outlaws.
As Prince connecting on the first one to make it a 10-point game. Not the second, however. And here come the Kings the other way. They could play for the last shot if they choose. They break instead, and they draw the foul. So they'll get 2 free throws, as that's the Outlaws' 8th team foul of the quarter. Devin Harris called for the foul. Timeout called by the Kings, or they're actually asking about 2 shots, which is what it is. With 6.6 left in the half. And Ricky Garrett shooting 2 free throws and hitting the first.
Yeah, the Outlaws definitely did not want to go into this half down by double digits. Like you said, 6.6 still left. See what the Outlaws can do.
2 free throws good to make it 64-52, and near steal. Outlaws get it back. Can they get a shot off? They get a dunk off to Johnny Newsom at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first half. So the Outlaws getting a little something to help them out, though they do trail by 10 here going into the locker rooms. Yeah, definitely a different second quarter there for the Outlaws than they played in that first quarter there, but definitely better to go into the half down by 10 than 16, which was the largest point differential in the half so far. So it's the Kings 64, the Outlaws 54. Noah and I will be back for the second half a little bit later. In the meantime, we'll rest our vocals for a little bit. We're back here at Hinckley High School in Aurora, Colorado with the ABA, the Oklahoma City Outlaws, and the Colorado Kings. Devin Robb and Noah Johnston here with you. The Kings leading 64-54 with the second half about to commence. Noah, how do the Kings retain this lead?
Well, first of all, they've got to stop fouling so much because the Outlaws are very good at making their free throws. And that actually, I think, is kind of what's keeping them in this game. Now, yes, they're down by 10, but I don't think that's enough for the Kings. And so for the Kings to keep going, kind of cut back on those fouls, but also keep playing aggressive and try to make those buckets. They're very good at putting up the ball quick when they're down in the front court. They utilize the pass, but they definitely, when they see the shot, they're going to take it. They've got to start slowing it down maybe just a hair, make sure they get those shots in the bucket.
And what about the Outlaws? What do they need to do?
You know, the Outlaws, they were really utilizing that three-pointer, the three-point shot in the first quarter very well. See if they can try getting back on rhythm with that. Start sinking in some of those three-pointers.
Second half underway, and Jonathan Morris gets it off to a quick start for the Kings, puts them up 66-54. And the Kings not backing down from that full court press they're known for. The Outlaws able to break it. As here is Harry's Taylor, guarded by Jason Davis. Now double team, gets it away. And they swing it around Jonathan Reed for 3. That is not there, and Donald Whitfield the long rebound. Turned it over, and that is a 3-point layup for Jonathan Reed. Because of the 3D rule, the turnover in the backcourt.
He just did it so quickly, we didn't have a chance to turn the light on for that 3D rule.
Luckily, these scorekeepers worked with the Kings since their inception, knows the rule really well.
Very true there, and
Puckett coming up short, rebound to Raymond Prince, but he turns it over. The steal by Whitfield. 2-on-1 the other way. Puckett can't get it to go. The putback by Shackelford, not there, but a foul. And they get Devin Harris for that one. That is his third. And the first of the new half for the Outlaws. New quarter, I should say, for the Outlaws.
Yep, there we go. Already both teams coming out very aggressive here.
Shackelford able to convert the first one. Make it a 10-point game again. At 67-57. And now 68-57.
Well, yeah, both teams getting their own turnovers here, and just really kind of showing that, yeah, both teams really want to win this game, and they're kind of coming out aggressive, and they are coming out aggressive.
As here is Taylor, he'll take the 3. Terry's Taylor not there, rebound Donald Whitfield for the Kings. Davis the other way. The alley-oop ends up an alley-oops, and it's out of bounds to the Outlaws.
You know, and I didn't see the stats on rebounds or anything, but I think that's another thing that the Outlaws, if they want to win this, they've got to get some more rebounds, especially on their own shots. When they miss their own shot, they've got to get those rebounds and get that ball in the bucket.
No doubt, as Reed has it for the Outlaws, trailing by 11, driving on Shackelford. Now the feed inside. A little trouble getting it back to Reed was Devin Harris. Now Reed the drive on Shackelford, can't get it to go, got his own rebound though. And now it's Harris back to Terry's Taylor. Gets it to Harris, who can't get it to go. Morse had the rebound, but it comes back to the Outlaws. Jonathan Reed from way downtown, not there. Puckett the defensive rebound. Morse nearly had it stolen from him, and it's out of bounds to the Kings.
Yeah, but good awareness there to try and almost get that steal there for the Outlaws.
As Raymond Prince showing some hustle. Here's an inbound to Puckett, and Brendan Puckett buries it to put the Kings up a baker's dozen. And they talk about Press Virginia instead of West Virginia, kind of what the Kings play with the full court press. The Outlaws had beat it, but Devin Harris couldn't finish. At the other end, Jason Davis does finish. Big 4-point swing there.
Very true there, yep.
A 15-point lead for the Kings at 72-57. Almost a steal, but Taylor gets around Shackelford. And now Harris after the fake gets the feed to Reed. Guarded by Shackelford. Now outside to White. They have 12 to shoot. And the Outlaws taking their time here. Now 6 to shoot and a steal. Harris has Whitfield ahead of the pack for the finger roll. Timeout, Outlaws. And it'll be a full timeout. And they'll make it a media timeout with 8:48 to go in the third. Kings with their biggest lead of the game now. 74-57. 17-point game. And apparently just a media timeout is... See what they do here for a little game in between, or they're just going to have DJ Cinefold play some music for the fans.
Looking like music right now. I'm not, no, but it looks like Darrell's daughter over there has got something possibly lined up. Yeah, and here come a few kids down onto the court. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Oh, no, maybe they're just... Yeah, it looks like they might be getting it.
Well, they come running down.
The players going back out onto the court, but the young guys, they might try and save them for the next time out.
Must be the deal.
Yeah.
So here are the Outlaws. Who almost turned it over in the backcourt. Brendan Puckett nearly had that steal.
Yeah, very, very quick move by Puckett there. And as you said, he's so close to getting that steal. Unfortunately, bounced out of bounds there on him, giving it back to the Outlaws.
And here is White with Whitfield on him. Getting it across and over to Harris. And now here's Prince with a drive on Morse, and he drew the contact. And Prince will get 2 free throws. This is the foul on Morris's second and the Kings' first of the new quarter, and here is Prince for 2 free throws. Turn the music down, and Prince didn't seem to care one way or another.
Yeah, Prince has been pretty solid there at the free throw line tonight. I don't have the exact stats, but definitely been making the majority of his throws.
Didn't make that one, however, as it's a 16-point game, and here is Davis for the Kings to Morris, who got the rebound. Now he doesn't get the 2-pointer. Harris the other way to Terry's Taylor, who has to save it, and does so to White. Harris, this would be worth 3, but Morse gets it out of here. As the Outlaws have 14 seconds to shoot, they still have it, and they still have the 3D light in their corner. With under 8 to go in the third, Prince, the feed to Reed. Game clock is still not running, as that's good for 3 points. Make it 74-61, and the game clock still is not running.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there, but definitely...
Damn surprised they're not stopping this to get that figured out now that finally get the clock started. As Stephen Shackelford puts it in to put the Kings up 15.
Lost the what? Would you say 20, 25 seconds there? I mean, that definitely was a...
yeah.
That clock was not rolling for a significant amount of time there.
Mm-hmm. As Tyrese Taylor hit the floater at the other end to make it a 13-point game. And now here's Whitfield almost losing it. Morse back to Whitfield for 3. Well short, Prince the rebound. That looked like a sign of fatigue, and Prince, how did he get that pass off to Harris?
I'm not sure, but it was a nice job on getting that pass there.
And then Prince cleans up the mess after the miss, and now it's an 11-point game, 76-65. Here is Harris. They dump it down to Morse. Davis had it blocked partially by Harris, and here come the Outlaws. White, after a not-so-great pass, but gets the shot away and buries the 3. And that's a 7-0 run for the Outlaws to cut the deficit to 8.
Well, the Outlaws, they've got such great passing with their teammates. They get the ball off quick. Kind of throws off the Kings a little bit and opens up the shot for the Outlaws.
Puckett at the other end from the corner. Can't get it to go. Morse the rebound. Shackelford for 3. That is short. And it's Taylor who has it for the Outlaws. The feed to Prince. Outlaws trying to cut into it even more. From long range, not that time. Battle for the rebound, won by Whitfield after the White miss. Davis driving the lane to make it a 10-point game.
Yeah, the Outlaws, they've got to continue doing that tight defense if they want to get back in.
Taylor fouled by Whitfield way before that basket. For Whitfield, that is, at least by my count, his third, is in for the Kings, Ryan McBride and Jeff Boozer.
And the Kings will take Whitfield out now with that third foul for him. So
Jason Davis coming out as well, and they'll give big Jonathan Morse a rest. For Robert Frazier, Morse at least listed at 6'8" and 225. Here is a steal, and here come the Kings. Shackelford to McBride. They had the numbers, but the pass forced him to slow it down. Now Puckett off the feed from McBride. Cannot finish. Rebound, Jonathan Reed.
I'm not sure how that one bounced out of the basket there.
I don't know either. Devin Harris with a big 3 for the Outlaws. We're within 7. They were down 17 a little while ago.
Outlaws definitely stepping it up here. And it's showing clearly by the score you just gave. Down only by 7 now.
Here is Frazier in the paint. Gets the bounce. They had been a 14-4 run for the Outlaws before that. Here is Reed at the other end, guarded by McBride. They have 14 to shoot. Drive by Harris, who had it taken away from him, and it goes out of bounds. In for the Outlaws, Johnny Newson. Shot clock. They want to know what it is, and they have it at 13 seconds, and the officials are good with it. Jumper short by Taylor. Taylor gets it back, and he puts it in. And 1.
Wow, Taylor moved very quickly to get inside there after putting it up on the jumper and then getting his own rebound and putting it in.
As the foul called on Robert Frazier, his first, Kings' third. And if Taylor makes this, the Outlaws will be down a half dozen. And he does. 6-point game with 4:51 to go in the third. Boozer at the other end for three. Hit the side of the rim and out of bounds to the Outlaws, who seem to have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, you've got that right, Devin. The Outlaws are just, they are making a statement. They are not out of this game, and they're not going to give up no matter what. And they are fighting their way back in this very nicely, and it's exciting.
Although Jonathan Reed lost the ball, and now the Kings want it to be 3D. Now, I thought the Outlaws had possession in the front court, and the officials agree, no 3D.
Yep, good call there, Devin, and a good call by the officials.
So here are the Kings, just a regular possession, no 3D, with Shackelford driving, unable to connect. Putback goes in. So the lead now a snowman for the Kings at 82-74. Snowman meaning 8, of course.
I love that. I don't know if I've ever heard that. That was great.
You know, you got to come up with stuff to keep it light. Is White for 3 and a drain ball by Kenneth White, and the lead is now 5 for the Kings.
Excellent shot by White. He saw it, put it up, got it in.
And then Jonathan Reed, the player owner, with a steal to Terrence Taylor to lay it in. It's now a 3-point game.
Timeout.
And Coach LZ Knight begging for a timeout. And it is finally granted after the Kings get into the front court.
Man, and you know the Outlaws are fired up now. You can see it on their faces, and they are applauding as they're going to the bench. High fives all around, and they are excited. They were down by 17, as you pointed out, and now only down by 3 to the Colorado Kings.
A little bit of the opposite body language for the Kings right now as Coach LZ Knight tries to straighten it out. 3:41 to go, third quarter. Kings 82, Outlaws 79.
And Devin, what would you say that the Kings need to correct right now to try and get these points back rolling on for them?
I think they just need to quit pressing.
Yeah.
You know, quit pressing, quit trying to do too much, just play their game.
Yep. Yeah. I'd have to go along with that exactly. So it'll be interesting, and we'll come out of this timeout and we'll see what adjustments the coach makes for them.
Yes, indeed.
One thing's for sure, if they want to win this, they have got to make those baskets.
No doubt about that. We mentioned this was a 7-point game won by the Kings in Oklahoma back in January. Shackelford the drive. He gets it to go with the foul.
Quick way to come out of a timeout for the Kings. That's exactly what they needed.
Yes, indeed. Is Devin Harris complaining about the foul just called on him? As Shackelford will try 4 and gets the 3-point play. Make it a 6-point game, 85-79. There is Taylor to Reed. As the Outlaws breaking the press, and Reed.
He's shooting! He's shooting!
Looking for somewhere to go with it. Now the feed, and that is a 3 that is good by Kenneth White, and it's a 3-point game again. At the other end, contact in the foul call. They'll get Newsom, as he was guarding Garrett a little too close.
And Reed is very good at, he moves the ball down there in the court, and then he gives it off to one of his other players, and that time it was White. White shot it up for the 3-pointer.
That is an offensive foul on Jeff Boozer. So that is his first and the Kings' 4th, and the Outlaws could maybe tie the game on this possession.
Yeah, but especially with the way they've been making threes lately, starting to look like that first quarter there when they were sinking them in one after another.
Hard to imagine the Outlaws were down 17 early in the third quarter.
if I'm the Kings, I do not want them to gain a lead. That is just hugely detrimental to them if they end up losing that 17-point lead.
No doubt. White the fake. Now he loses it out of bounds, and the Kings will have it.
I should correct what I said. They've already lost the 17-point lead, but if they let the Outlaws come back all the way from that 17-point deficit is what I should have said.
As here is Shackelford to Frazier, who pumps, spins, cannot get it to go. The tip, no. Loose ball, what hustle by Frazier. Goodness gracious, and now a foul. As they'll get it on Jonathan Reed, the player-owner of the Outlaws, his third.
And Frazier putting his body on the line there, diving for that ball. Circles it up in his arms, and he maintains possession for the Kings.
And they got a foul on the Outlaws on top of that as Frazier can't get it to go. Reed the defensive rebound. And a little contact there, and almost a football-esque block.
yes. Frazier kind of bent over there. Tripping up, was that Harris he tripped up?
Yep. So that's the second on Frazier. 4 team fouls for the Kings here in quarter number 3. 5 on the Outlaws, so not looking at a bonus situation quite yet. There's a foul on the inside after Taylor got fed. And that foul is called on Ricky Garrett, his first, and the Kings' 5th. And they'll say in the act of shooting, 2 free throws for Taylor. And he's got the first. It's a 2-point game as Raymond Prince back in for the Outlaws.
The Kings, if Taylor makes this, the Kings only up by 1. They have got to get the rebound, make sure they get this score here.
Well, they do get the rebound as the free throw was missed. And here's Stephen Shackelford going the other way, driving coast to coast, but he missed it. Taylor the defensive rebound, and then he is fouled, and I think he got poked in the eye.
Yeah, Taylor bending over, kind of grabbing his face with his hand. He's up now. Oh, yeah, looks like he might have got something in his eye.
Yeah, I don't know if he got poked in the eye or if it jarred a contact or what happened there.
Yeah, looks like he's good now, and
so they foul on Shackelford, his 4th, and now the Outlaws can tie it or even lead it here. Reed for the tie. Not there, but he drew the foul, so he'll get 2 free throws. There's the foul on Shackelford. Excuse me, foul on Garrett.
I was worried there for a second because if it was on Shackelford, that would have been his 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
As it is Jonathan Reed hitting the first to make it 85-84 Kings.
I'm not sure many people saw this one coming down to this. If they were tuning in just a few minutes ago.
But now it is deadlocked at 85 after Reed converts the second. Ain't this something?
Yeah, you have to commend the Outlaws right now for the performance that they are putting on out there on the court.
Shackelford, though, gets fouled and connects. As the foul called on Johnny Newsom, his 3rd. Outlaws 5th, and a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play here for Shackelford.
Yeah, and hopefully this kind of will boost some confidence for the Kings, kind of help them find their rhythm again, and get back into that rhythm that they were playing with in that second and first quarter, especially that second quarter, though.
No doubt as Shackelford converts the 3-point play, it's 88-85 Kings. Minute and a half and counting in the 3rd. Reed in trouble in the backcourt, gets it over half court ahead of the 7-second deadline. And now there is a whistle, and a timeout has been called by the Outlaws. Got in so much trouble they had to take the timeout, and they'll make it a 20-second timeout.
Yeah, and Reed was standing there with the ball, and there was 2 Kings players on either side of him. A lot of hands was in there trying to get that ball. Reed kind of looked in a little confused, was just looking for someone to get the ball off to. Couldn't find anyone, and that's what draw the timeout there. Kings, I think, trying to play a little more aggressive here. They obviously don't want to get those fouls, but they realize they've got to start getting a little more steals here if they want to start scoring some more points.
Absolutely. As it is a 3-point game for the Kings. The Outlaws charged with that timeout. We're going to do a double check because they had that one timeout that they turned into a media one, and we'll check in, see if they were charged a timeout there or not. We'll do that in between quarters. As it is Outlaws ball, and here is Prince going to read. They have 10 seconds to shoot. And here is Harris. And now over to Newsom. They have 5 to shoot. Newsom gets it away, and is short. Rebound Davis. Shackelford drive on Taylor, and he lays it in. Make it a 5-point game.
That one firing up the Kings players on the sidelines as well as the ones on the court. Trying to boost them up a little bit.
Burying the 3 at the other end, Devin Harris. And it's a 2-point game, 90-88.
Yeah, and the Outlaws respond right there with that 3-pointer. They're just saying, nope, we are not going away anytime soon.
No doubt about that, as McBride guarded by Taylor. 12 to shoot for the Kings and 30 to go in the quarter. Jumper by Shackelford, no. Davis volleyballs to Frazier.
Good rebound by the Kings there.
Garrett too strong. Scramble, volleyball tapped everywhere, and McBride has it. There is a 3 on the way, not that time by Garrett. The Outlaws can tie it or take the lead. Prince the drive. The feed to Taylor for 3. He can't get it to go. McBride the rebound. Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Behind the back, now the feed. Davis gets it away, but it is not there. And now the fourth quarter is forthcoming. The Kings 90, the Outlaws 88. Some high tension here at Hinckley High School. As we'll check in on something, and then we'll take you through the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Media timeout in between quarters as well.
That I don't know. I need to ask John about that. Oh well. Yeah, right. Here is the fourth quarter here at Hinckley High School, Aurora, Colorado. Oklahoma City Outlaws, Colorado Kings. Devin Robb, Noah Johnston with you. Kings leading the Outlaws 90-88. There is a drive and a bad miss by Johnny Newsom of the Outlaws. Rebound, Jason Davis of the Kings. And here is pucked over to Garrett, now McBride. Takes the shot and does not get the tip, no, by Davis, but he's got his own rebound, and here it goes to Puckett, now around to McBride. Jonathan Moore's over to McBride. That's a 3. And he rattles it in to make it a 5-point lead for the Kings.
And a much-needed 3-pointer. The Kings were missing quite a few buckets there. They had great opportunities, especially before the end of that third quarter. So
nifty play by Harris, who somehow got it to go. That's a 3-pointer. Back to a 2-point game again.
The Kings defense a little slow on that right there, and there wasn't much players down in the Outlaws territory.
Absolutely, as here's Moore's bullies his way in, but they're going the other way. Brian McBride voicing his displeasure, as is the coach, LG Knight, with the foul called on Jonathan Morse. And by my count, his third. Kings first of the fourth quarter. Another chance to tie it or even lead it for the Outlaws. Jonathan Reed, ill-advised shot, and the rebound to Ricky Garrett.
Yeah, and that's not a shot you want to take if you're the Outlaws in this close of a game. You do not want to hand it over to the Kings, who just put it in for 2.
Yep, Ricky Garrett getting the 2-pointer to make it a 4-point game. And here is Jonathan Reed, guarded by McBride. 3 on the way, and that is a drain ball by Kiddes White to make it a 1-point game. Approaching the 10-minute mark. And here is Morse with the obvious size advantage. Contact made, and this time they call it on the Outlaws, and they'll give Morse 2 free throws. As the foul called on Johnny Newsom of Bethany College, that's his 4th. And now Coach Sherry Edwards getting her say.
Yeah, I don't think she was pleased with that foul call at all.
Morse draining the first one. The second shy of 10 minutes to go.
And definitely some beneficial shots right here for the Kings, trying to extend in that lead from 1, could go up to 3 right here with this shot.
And it does.
There we go.
Yeah, now we're really getting the hang of this. We're speaking at the same time. Nice move by Newsom, but that doesn't go, and the Kings come away with it.
Yeah, good rebound there by the Kings. They had 3 players in position.
And the steal is made, and it's a 3D opportunity as the layup goes by Johnny Newsom. So it is tied at 97. The Kings are arguing that it shouldn't be 3D. And now let's wait and see what they decide as 2 officials come together.
And of course, the Outlaws coach, she's not going to say it was a 3D, but yeah, the Kings coach and owner definitely making clear that they didn't agree that was a 3D. Devin, what did you see there?
It looked to me like he might have had it in the front court.
Yeah, that's definitely what I saw as well. So we'll see what the officials call here.
Initially, Lisa was saying no, the female official, but they're still in discussion.
It did. It looked like the Kings player had it, a possession in the front court, and then they stole it and brought it on over into the other side. And
so they are saying no 3D, and it's just the 2-point basket.
Yep.
So the Kings do retain their lead at 1 point.
Well, and my thing too, Devin, is earlier they called a 3D in favor of the Outlaws when Reed had possession, and they didn't think he had possession, but he did, and it went out of bounds. And it's kind of a similar thing here. It's if Reed had possession, you got to say that the Kings player had the possession here on this one.
As that one goes out of bounds, and keep it with the Kings and Coach Sherry Edwards still not one bit happy with what's going on. Darrell Middleton trying to figure out what's going on as well.
Yeah, a bit of a confusion here in the Hinckley gym. Officials talking at midcourt, trying to figure out what's going on. They keep pointing to the scoreboard.
I mean, this may be deciding. I mean, part of it could be 3D, but it may also be deciding who gets the ball after it went out of bounds. Okay, they're still discussing the 3D or non-3D.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It remains to be determined.
As Coach Sherry Edwards for the Oklahoma City Outlaws still in disbelief. As Lisa explaining to the timer and scoreboard operator Jennifer Hill, now they're putting the extra point on the scoreboard to tie the game at 97, which has Coach LZ Knight of the Kings on a rail.
And that's kind of going to bring some controversy. The fact that they called it 3D, said it wasn't 3D, took away the third point, called it back 3D. That's hard when you do those go back and forth like that.
As here's Harris getting stripped by McBride. And then Reed gets it on a turnover. They're going to call that 3D, but he missed the shot. Davis the rebound.
And that could have been very crucial for the Kings. They lucked out there with Reed missing that shot.
Whitfield on the other end, not there with a 3. And Reed with the rebound. Gets around Morris. Jonathan Reed with an easy 2, and the Outlaws have taken the lead. And now let's see what's going on. I don't know why they stopped play there.
Looked like someone knocked the ball out of Morris's hands right as he was getting ready to bring it inbounds.
So
crazy to see the Outlaws with a lead. I don't believe they've had a lead since early second quarter, if even then, if not since the first quarter.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure it's been since the first quarter.
And I think you are right on that. So crazy to see that comeback by them.
Go ahead.
Plenty of game left still to play, however.
Delay a game warning on the Outlaws as Puckett lays it in to retie the game. And Harris fouled in the backcourt by Jason Davis. Is that unofficially, since we're keeping our own fouls, the second on Davis? Well, I say that because I thought Ryan McBride of the Kings had 4 fouls in the first half. I looked at the book, he had 3.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the thing about it, doing the minor leagues. You keep your own stats. And
we do it all over here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not the red.
As this is Harris guarded by Davis. Harris can't get it to go. The offensive rebound, Johnny Newson, and he draws the foul. There's the foul on McBride.
And things are really getting intense in here right now between these two teams. It is neck and neck, tied at 99, and now the Outlaws go into the line with a chance to take the lead.
Johnny Newson will get the 2 free throws. He's got the first.
And the lead for the Outlaws.
Who are on a 43-25 run, the Outlaws are. Make it 44-25 as they go ahead overall, 101-99. Approaching the 8-minute mark. Shackelford driving in. Shackelford forced it up, not there. And the defensive rebound by Prince. Harris at the other end, and he gets fouled before the pass to White, who buries the shot, but obviously no count on it. So they call Donald Whitfield for the foul, his 4th. And then Whitfield almost makes the steal.
Yeah, it looked like he read Reed's eyes on the throw in there. Almost had the steal. Just couldn't maintain possession of the ball as it went out of bounds.
Meanwhile, here are the Outlaws trying to build on a 2-point lead with 7:43 to go and counting. A drive and a miss, but a foul. So Raymond Prince will get 2 free throws.
And just like that, 5 team fouls for the Colorado Kings right now. Only 1 for the Outlaws.
See what kind of a factor that plays as they go down the stretch. Is Prince rattling in the first one. Robert Frazier getting ready to come in for the Kings. Second free throw, good by Prince. And they were going to make the sub, and now they do, is they're going to inbound it quickly, but the officials let the Kings bring Frazier in.
And the Kings, if they're going to put it up, they have got to make sure they're going to make these shots if they want to get back that lead.
That's a 2. That's good for Robert Frazier, and it's down, the lead for the Outlaws down to 2.
And Frazier lined it up perfectly. He saw the shot, took it. That was great patience by him, but he also saw it.
And now a turnover here. Kings can tie it early at Whitfield to Puckett. Up and under to tie the game at 103.
And a great steal there by the Kings. Getting it on over to Puckett, who put it in. And tying up the game.
Jonathan Reed, no, but the tip for Raymond Prince to put the Outlaws back ahead. And there is Brendan Puckett for 3. Well off the mark, out of bounds.
And you could see that, and I think even Puckett knew it from the minute it left his hands. He knew that ball was not going to go in as it fell below the rim, in fact.
Indeed is Keith Vick, number 25, in for the Outlaws. Trying to build on a 2-point lead. There is Devin Harris. Guarded by Boozer, nearly stumbling. And over to Kenneth White. Prince with a drive, now the dish to the outside. And back around to Vick and now to Reed. They have 8 seconds to shoot. And here is Jonathan Reed driving, losing the ball out of bounds.
Something the Kings did super well right there was taking away the 3-point shot from the Outlaws. They were in the face of every guy who was outside that 3-point line, making sure they weren't even going to attempt that shot. So great job by the Kings defense right there.
Absolutely, and now another chance to tie it or lead it. Little falling down act, nothing called, and Whitfield lays it in to tie it at 105. Just about halfway through the fourth quarter. And here is Taylor, guarded by Boozer. Driving in, and a foul called, no shot. And that one called on Boozer, his second. Already 16 fouls for the Kings in this quarter. 2 more, and the Outlaws will be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Definitely something the Kings don't want to continue doing as this game plays out.
Harris with 10 to shoot, guarded tightly by Shackelford. Feeds White. Shot clock stopped for a second. Now the desperation heave off the bank and in by Kenneth White. Giving the Outlaws a 3-point lead. That looked like the NCAA's last night. Now a turnover for the Kings. Vick at the other end with the foul, and the Outlaws go up by 5. Could be up by 6 here in a minute. It's the foul called on Frazier. As Coach LZ Knight wants a timeout, the Kings find themselves down by 5 and could be down by 6 here in just a bit with 5:19 to play.
And you can see the frustration as some of the Kings players come off right now during this timeout, and even the frustration in the coach for the Kings. And I think they're frustrated by giving up that lead, but I think they're also a little frustrated by a couple of those calls, especially that last foul call made by the refs. I'm not saying the call was wrong, but I think the Kings definitely feel that it might not have been the right call, and you can see that frustration as they came off during this timeout. Definitely an exciting game, though. The Outlaws, they definitely want to get that revenge, after losing out their home field and our home court, and they want to come in now and return the favor.
Back on January 21st, the Kings went to Oklahoma City, beat the Outlaws 118-111.
And we might see a similar score here tonight. Might go a little higher than what that last game went.
As the Outlaws are leading here in Colorado, 110-105. After the timeout, Vick with a chance at a 3-point play for the Outlaws. And he's got it, a 111-105 lead for the Outlaws.
Plenty of time for the Kings still to come back right now and to, regain the lead. They've just got to play their game, Don't let that frustration get to you. Line up your shots, make the pass, make the bucket.
Shackelford got his own rebound and putback. Kings wanted a foul there, but they get the 2 points nonetheless. As here is Taylor somehow getting it over half court. Harris in trouble, and he traveled.
Outlaws wanting a foul there. Not going to get it.
And now the Kings a chance to cut into a 4-point deficit. Kings are complaining about a 3D. They want a 3D chance. Does not look like it'll come.
No, I'm not sure if I would have agreed with that if they had gotten it.
Yeah, I don't think they would have either, as Shackelford put it in to make it a 2-point game. Here is Devin Harris for the Outlaws. White with a nice move, fires it for 3 and drains it. Outlaws finding their groove from the outside.
Yeah, and White loving that shot that he just made as he celebrates a little bit on his way down to the other end of the court.
At the other end, Stephen Shackelford connects to make it a 2-point game. Certainly the DJ getting into it as that one fired wildly and missed by Taylor. The other way come the Kings, down by 2. Boozer can't get it to go, and the rebound hauled in by Harris. And now there is a whistle. And the Outlaws, I believe, have taken a timeout. They have.
Well, and I said this about the Outlaws earlier. I'm going to say about the Kings now. In this close of a game, and especially when you're down, if you're going to make the shot, make sure you've got that guy there for the rebound. Because if you're going to miss that shot, if that shot's going to miss, you want to get that rebound.
Absolutely, as Terry's Taylor a little gimpy for the Outlaws, still walking kind of gingerly back to the huddle.
Yeah, he was taken out of the game for quite a while. Has made him an appearance lately, but like you said, still limping a little bit.
It's 3:51 on the clock. 114, 112. Outlaws leading the Kings. And certainly this game, whether you're a player or a fan, is not for the faint of heart.
Yes, indeed. An exciting game. And I love to see the competition between the two teams, both teams wanting to win this game.
Absolutely.
We'll see what the Kings do coming out of this timeout. It was the Outlaws who called the timeout, so we'll see what the coach for the Kings had to say to his players, as well as coach for the Outlaws, and see what adjustments each team makes.
As the Kings not full court pressing, they just go half court. Popped in the air by Boozer, and here's Puckett coming down with it.
Great little move there by Boozer to get the steal. And then he hustled on down to the other side.
Shackelford got fouled while shooting a 3.
And his sideline is loving that call.
Oh, yeah. Raymond Prince called for the foul.
Believe it or not, though, that is only the Outlaws' second foul in this quarter.
But the bigger deal here, 3 free throws that could give the Kings the lead. Shackelford a third of the way there.
Music turned down, helping focus a little bit, no distractions.
No problem there. This one for the lead. He's got it. 3 for 3 to give the Kings a 1-point lead.
Excellent focus there by Shackelford. Great job there, giving his team the lead.
So now here are the Outlaws, and that one almost taken away. Out of bounds to the Outlaws, and now they're going to discuss things. And they actually called a foul there. I haven't seen who it's on, but they called a foul, and that's the 8th Kings team foul of the quarter, which puts the Outlaws in the bonus.
Yeah, and they better hope that doesn't come back and haunt them a little bit in the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds here.
But Terry's Taylor does not get the first. Some kind of questionable body language after he missed the first.
Yeah, you got to wonder if he's hurting. He's missed the last few of his shots, in fact, but he makes that one.
1:15 apiece with 3:18 and counting to go. Boozer guarded by Reed. Here's Shackelford. Loses the ball, and here come the Outlaws. Reed trying to take it himself. He can't get it, but Taylor puts it back. Outlaws by 2 with under 3 to go.
Good move by Reed there. His eyes, you can see his eyes are just looking at that ball, trying to make any move he can to get that ball for his team.
Whitfield, the feed to Frazier. Up and under and off the glass to tie the game again.
Excellent job by Frazier there in the paint, putting it in for 2 in the midst of several Outlaw players there.
Here's Taylor. Net rimmed out rebound. Shackelford. Kings can go back in front. Boozer to Whitfield. He can't get it, but he's fouled. So they'll get Terry's Taylor.
And Whitfield hanging right there by underneath the basket almost, basically unopposed, and a great pass by Boozer on over to him. And he most likely would have had the shot had he not been fouled. Hopefully he can make it up here with the 2 free throws.
Does not get the first one, however. So the officials never signaled the foul, but pretty obvious who it was. Whitfield splits the pair, giving the Kings the 1-point lead. And now we have a whistle and a blocking foul called on Jeff Boozer. That must have been away from the play.
And it completely was, and it completely was away from the play. Prince completely just ran right into Boozer. Boozer was standing there. Prince ran right into him, but Boozer was the one called for the foul.
And so they decided Boozer was not set at the time, so Prince gets 2 free throws. He's got 1 to tie it. And the Kings are going to take a timeout here with 2:21 to go. Game tied at 118.
Little looks exchanged between players, between both teams, and especially after that last foul call. Little taunting over there by the Outlaws, and a little disgusted looks by the Kings.
Yes, indeed.
And yeah, got to expect that in this close of a game. Such great competitors here on the court, and it shows.
No doubt. So now the Kings owner and now assistant coach Darrell Middleton on the floor getting his 2 cents in. Probably about the foul just called on Boozer.
Yeah, I got to imagine that's what that's about. Definitely not happy about that.
That's right, home team. The Colorado Kings are on the warpath. It's time to bring this game home.
So now if you're the Outlaws, do you continue doing what you do best, shooting the threes, or how do you play it out?
You know, Devin, I've been contemplating that exact thought, and you know, if they see the shot, yes, I guess yes, absolutely take it. But they've been missing it's kind of like the first quarter they were making them, third quarter they're making them, second quarter they're missing them. This fourth quarter they haven't been making them like they were last quarter, and so if they don't have the shot, if they're not 100% comfortable with it, you don't take that shot.
DJ Cinefold tried to distract Prince, but Prince, cool as a cucumber, puts it in to put the Outlaws back ahead.
He sure did.
Boozer is a foul called. The Kings want the basket. It is called on Jonathan Reed, his 4th.
Yeah, now it's just becoming a foul fest out here between these two teams.
Kings are still begging for the basket to count, but it won't. Jeff Boozer for 3 and a buried shot. A drain ball to put the Kings up 2.
And that was a beautiful shot by Boozer. He was uncontested, got the ball right in bounds, put it up. Beautiful throw. Good choice there by him.
And now under 2 to go. Prince. Puck it all over him. Here is Taylor. Dishes it to Reed. Shot clock down to 6 from way downtown. Bang for Kenneth White. 1 point lead for the Outlaws. Under 100 seconds now.
And like you said, he was way down on that shot. He was that was a long three-pointer, but he put it up nicely.
A foul called here on the pass inside as they get Taylor for his 5th by my count. Only the 5th for the Outlaws, so no free throws. $1:32 to go.
Yeah, we'll see what the Kings can do here. Who they'll throw it into, and
they give it to Frazier.
Nice high pass to him.
And he's got it with a foul.
And that's exactly what they needed there. Go to the free throw, shoot the free throw, and try and increase their lead by 2 points here.
Foul called on Kenneth White, and by my count, that's his first for the Outlaws.
Oh, wow.
In a game that's over 46 and a half minutes old, and at least by my count, only 1 foul. Go figure.
Yeah.
There's Robert Frazier, a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way with the Kings up. 123-122. Make it 124-122.
Kings definitely doing a better job this half with making their free throws than they did in that first half.
Prince at the other end draws contact. Couldn't convert, but he'll get 2 free throws. Is that foul called on Robert Frazier?
And it is a very, very slow last 2 minutes, 15 seconds here. With all these fouls being called back to back pretty much. Still a minute 20. We've only burned off about 30, 40 seconds here with all these fouls coming in.
Somebody will be really thrilled and somebody will be brokenhearted after this one.
Yes. The Outlaws with 3:20 left had only 1 foul, and in the last 2 minutes have put up 5 more. But this time it was the Kings with the foul.
As here's Raymond Prince. Able to connect on the first one to make it a 1-point game. This one's for the tie. Does not get it. Rebound Puckett. And now if you're the Outlaws, you figure just play it out normal defensively. Still a lot of time left. In traffic and a travel.
Definitely not what you want to do, especially in this close of a game. Minute 12, like you said, definitely plenty of time, but you still don't want to make those mistakes with that much time left.
And that's given the Outlaws a chance at the lead. Prince and Frazier. Now it's Reed, the feed. Taylor for 3. He got fouled while shooting the 3. Shackelford in disbelief.
If you look at the positive for the Kings right now, being up by 1, if Taylor makes all 3 of these throws right now, still only puts them up by 2. Easily attainable for the Kings to tie it up here.
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, Taylor's got to make these points for his team.
There's 1 to tie as Jonathan Moore's in for rebounding purposes. Also is a very good inside game. Is that, I believe, the 5th on Shackelford. Is second one no good, but still 1 more to go for Taylor. And he does have the second one. So a 1-point game. And now inside of a minute to go. And here's Whitfield. Fakes a couple times, now feeds Morse. Morse on the inside to Whitfield. It goes out of bounds, tipped out by the Outlaws. Kings still have it. Let's see what they put on the shot clock. They'll have 10 to shoot. 43 on the game clock. Morse got fouled.
Tried going up to put in the shot, got ripped right down from above.
Jonathan Reed with, I believe, his 5th. And that's a 2-shot foul for Morse, as he could give the Kings the lead right back with 41.4 on the clock.
Definitely an exciting one here, Devin. This has not been a disappointing game.
No.
Outlaws definitely fought their way back in this second half to being down 17 at one point and now being up by 1. It's been an exciting game, but the Kings definitely giving them a very tough time.
And Moores misses the first one. McBride waiting to come in for the Kings. Won't come in yet, though, as Morse now can only tie it, which he does. And now McBride checks in. And Morse will get a little breather. Inside, 40 seconds to go. Reed nearly gets stripped. Reed somehow retains control.
Yeah, good effort by Reed there to maintain control of the ball.
They have 12 to shoot, and now a whistle and a foul called on Jeff Boozer. So again, he gets called for 1 away from the ball. And the Kings obviously way over the limit in fouls, so Taylor will get 2 free throws. And Taylor able to convert. Morse back in for the Kings. He's got them both. Outlaws by 2. 26 seconds and counting. Shackelford got his defender in the air. Now here's Morse. Can't get it to go. Kings still have it. Whitfield, the turnaround. That's good.
Good hustle good hustle by Whitfield there to get that rebound.
The Outlaws break the press. Prince can't get the circus layup to go. It's out of bounds. The Outlaws have it. The Outlaws have it with 5.6 to go.
Wow. I definitely saw both teams' players' hands go out to that ball. The official closest one to it definitely has the best call to see whose hand touched it last, but that was a close call with both hands reaching out for the ball.
There's one more timeout here taken by the Outlaws with 5.6 seconds to go.
How many timeouts?
So the Kings have 1 timeout left. And the Outlaws, I believe, are out of them.
An exciting game right now. You just got to wonder what the Outlaws are going to do since they've got possession with the ball. 5.6 seconds left here. What are they going to do? Take it down to the wire, try and put up that last-minute shot to get the win?
That'd be my best guess. Maybe look for Taylor.
Yeah, he's definitely been their prime shooter tonight. Him and White. White's definitely been putting in some great runs too. If this game does go into overtime, gotta give the advantage to the Kings because I just gotta imagine these Outlaw players getting a little tired because they don't have the depth on the bench. They've been most of those players been in there for most of the game.
Yes, indeed.
But we'll see if it even goes to that. We'll see what the Outlaws do here.
Indeed. Fade away by White, not even close. The stick back, no, rebound Puckett. He did not get that off in time, and it is going to overtime.
Wow.
So here is what happens in ABA overtime, and I've had to go to the rule sheet here.
I looked this one up, but there are so many different rules here, so yes, do share, Devin.
Here is the deal. This is going to be a straight 3-minute period. All team members, regardless of how many fouls they have, are eligible to play. And so the 6 foul stuff is canceled unless they've been disqualified for a different reason, which hasn't happened. There are no timeouts during overtimes. So again, a straight 3-minute period. If a player gets his second foul in overtime, no matter how many fouls he has, he's fouled out. The bonus situation will occur on the 4th foul of overtime, and the fouled player gets 3 free throws. Great
defense by the Kings there at the very end. after that fadeaway shot was put up by the Outlaws, and then it missed, but the Outlaws got the rebound right there. Could have put it up. Kings put up their hands, were able to force a bad shot, and that ended out the regulation. So good defense there. Tight moment with 5.6 seconds there.
So now I'm just going to scratch out all my tally marks I've been using as fouls, because now that's all reset to 0. All the player has to do is commit 2 fouls and they're done. I don't even want to think about this, but if it goes to a second overtime, well, we'll explain what happens if it gets to that point.
Yep, I think that's a good call there, is to hold off to see if that comes. But you mentioned what you mentioned was the rule of the two fouls and then the player's out. Something the Kings have got to watch. I wonder if the coach mentioned it to him just now before the start of this overtime.
Absolutely, as the Outlaws take the tip. From the corner, the 3 not there by White, and the rebound by Whitfield. Coming the other way, Donald Whitfield lays it in. And the Kings go up by 2 with 2:44 and counting.
Nice job by Whitfield to get that rebound, drive it down the court, and put it in for the basket.
Is again only a 3-minute overtime. Jonathan Reed now the feed to Terry's Taylor. In a double team, almost got stripped. He gets it back, feeds Reed for 3, buries it. Jonathan Reed puts the Outlaws up by 1.
Good job by Reed. Good focus there. Whitfield trying to get in his face last minute, but Reed able to stay focused and get that 3-pointer.
And here is Jeff Boozer, guarded by Jonathan Reed. The feed to Jonathan Moores. Moores got fouled, and he'll get the 2 free throws. That's called on Jonathan Reed.
Morris definitely wanting that that basket to count and then get in the 1 free throw, but I'm sure he'll take the two throws here nonetheless.
Can't get the first one, however. Can't get either one of them.
Oh, that hurts. You got to capitalize on those. Plenty of game left here, however.
That's true, as Devin Harris almost lost it. Here is Jonathan Reed, guarded by Boozer with a $1.55 and counting. Reed, the drive. Reed, stop, popping, misses the bunny. Rebound, Puckett, and a whistle here. Reed does not agree if he's called for the foul, which he is, and that's his second. So that should be the end of that. It's his second foul, but they're not doing it that way.
Yeah, I would have expected the Kings coach or owner to have said something there, but I think they're too excited about their team trying to get some points.
Now there's a whistle here on the inside. So there is a foul called on Harris. So that's 3 team fouls on the Outlaws here in the overtime. At least I thought that was, but the scoreboard still only has 2 team fouls.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened there, because I definitely thought I counted 3 as well there, Devin.
As this is Whitfield, guarded by Harris. Now the feed to Moores. The turnaround, not there. Scramble for it. Moores still has it. He can't get it there. Now it's tipped in. And the Kings go up by 1, and now a whistle and a bottle on the floor. What's up with that?
The official coming over and talking to the coach, looks like.
He was talking to Raymond Prince about something as a bottle came on the court for some reason.
21? Yeah, now they're resetting the shot clock down to 21 seconds.
Game clock at $1:23, and now winding. And here is Harris. Has an open lane, but then it's blocked. Blocked by Garrett, and now a foul called. And this one is called on Raymond Prince, his first. So by my count, that's 4 team fouls on the Outlaws, but the scoreboard only with 3.
Yep. And Prince and Booth are really, really going at it in this game. They have fouled off of each other several times here now throughout the night.
As the Kings with a shot to add to their 1-point lead with 1:05 to go. Morris nearly lost it for a second, gets it back, but comes up short. Loose ball out of bounds. The Kings retain it with 1:01 to go. And they are going to get the full shot clock, it looks like.
And you are correct. Yep, resetting it to 24 seconds.
As Shackelford, the trigger man, goes to Whitfield. Takes it under a minute in this overtime. Boozer guarded by Reed.
And the Kings cannot afford to turn it over here. They have got to get this basket, and they do.
Jeff Boozer, the drive and the lay-in. 3-point game. Now let's see how the Outlaws play this out. Loose ball and a steal by Puckett. Prince just couldn't handle it. Here's Puckett. Taking it the distance for a 5-point lead.
Puckett good, but the Kings got a man down in the backcourt.
As Stephen Shackelford in tremendous pain, it looks like.
And he went down right as the ball got turned over by the Outlaws. He went down, and he was down through the remainder of that point.
So the Kings get a 5-point lead with 31.6 to go in overtime, but we'll see at what cost that comes.
Yeah, and he is still on his knees and his hands. He's not getting up anytime soon. Not sure what happened there. It looked like he might have got kicked when the Outlaws player went down on the turnover.
Gee, as soon as the turnover happened, I go the other way as everyone else did, but Shackelford.
Yeah, he stayed down. He just now getting up a little bit. Slowly and painfully.
And he is able to go under his own power, and it looks like it might be in an area,
yep,
a very personal area.
Devin, that's the perfect way to say it. Me as a less experienced announcer, I wasn't quite sure how to put it, but I think you are correct on that is what it was. He comes off with a smile, a bit of an embarrassing smile, but at least he's up on his 2 feet.
Yes, indeed. As the Outlaws have been put into a must-score here. Down 5 with 31.6 to go in overtime. Here is Reed. Taylor with a fake on McBride takes it for 2. Not there. Rebound Puckett, and that may all but do it. As he draws the foul in the backcourt to Prince. Second foul of overtime for Prince. And the Kings in the bonus.
Yep, and you know the difference right now here in this overtime is the rebounds. The Kings definitely making a good effort here to get the rebounds, and I think that is why they are up right now by 5.
And Puckett hits that free throw to make it a 6-point game. Keith Vick is in for the Outlaws, is coming out Prince after that second foul.
There's no doubt that both teams are well conditioned, but man, you've got to imagine they're both probably pretty tired. They've both been playing very hard here tonight.
7-point lead for the Kings. Taylor an uncontested lay-in, but that only makes it a 5-point game. And the clock's still running as Whitfield draws the foul on the backcourt from White. And that is his first. With 9.5 seconds to go. One thing we did not mention, because it's not come into play, if they take a shot from backcourt and make it somehow, that's worth 4 points.
Yeah, that is you are correct on that. I'm glad you brought that up here.
As Whitfield misses the first.
On the Kings website for our scheduled upcoming games.
He's got the second to make it a 6-point game. Outlaws in complete hurry-up mode. Harris takes the 3 from way out there. No. Rebound by Vick. He goes back out for 3, and he gets fouled in the act of shooting a 3 by Whitfield. With 3 seconds left, it may not matter, but still not exactly what the doctor ordered for the Canes. As Keith Vick will get the 3 free throws here. And misses the first. He's got the second. 3 seconds to go, Mike. Even if whether he makes it or misses it here, probably a moot point other than personal stats. Vick's got the second. He makes 2 of 3 to make it a 4-point game into Garrett. And that is going to do it. So the Colorado Kings in a thrilling game that takes 3 extra minutes. But the Canes get the better of the Oklahoma City Outlaws, 138-134. And a pleasure working with you this evening, Noah.
Devin, always fun when I get to work with you. This was great, so a pleasure working with you as well.
Appreciate it, my man. For Noah Johnston, Devin Robb, thanks for joining us at ColoradoSports.TV. Again, the final in overtime. Colorado Kings 138, Oklahoma City Outlaws 134 in overtime. We'll see you the next time here on ColoradoSports.TV. From Hinckley High School in Aurora, Colorado, we wish you a good night.